Okay, so we are going to come down to the ground, and sometimes this is called crocodile pose. So coming down to the ground, just placing your hands on top of each other, so the palms facing down towards the ground, and just rest your forehead here. And if you need to get some movement when you first arrive here, you can just rock the feet from side to side. And it is just about allowing yourself to arrive. And I can't remember the last time we started in this position. So it may feel a little bit strange. Okay, and if you need to add a pillow anywhere, then please do. Sometimes a pillow underneath the top of the feet is quite a nice thing to do, sort of by the ankles. You could do that. And we are just going to settle in here just for a little while. Just notice you can move your hands in a different position if this isn't comfortable. So you could put your hands to the side and rest your ear down one side onto the floor. So wherever you're comfortable, get into a comfortable position. And as always, if this isn't comfortable for you, then you can come to lie on your back. Okay, so don't feel like you're here and you have to stay here if it doesn't work for you. And I want you to really focus on your breath. So when you're lying on your front, you can really feel that breath in your belly, with the belly pushing against the floor as you breathe in, and everything softening as you breathe out. Feel free, you can always take the feet wider if you want to. Take up as much space as you need. And connect to your breath. And if the mind starts to wander, which it quite often does, just maybe allow it to notice, maybe it's the sounds that you're tuning into. Maybe the to-do list. But then invite it back to your breath so you can be here in this moment. We are going to take 5 long breaths here in silence, starting when you're ready. And that last exhale, keeping the head where it is if you're comfortable, just start to rock the hips side to side, keeping the feet on the ground for a moment. So just start a little bit of movement. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. And then from here, bend your knees. So you're bringing your feet sort of up towards the ceiling. Again, keeping the head down here, and just allow the feet to rock left to right. You're just starting to twist through the tummy, the sides of the body. Go as far with the legs as is comfortable. Just gentle rocking. Really inviting that deep breath in. Notice any sensations that come up. And then slowly bringing the legs back to center, releasing the feet back to the floor. And allow the feet to come wide as your mat. From here, releasing the hands and just bringing them underneath the shoulders, head down, forehead onto the floor. If you need to adjust the knees, sometimes pushing into the top of the feet, just lifting the knees and then replanting them. You're going to come into baby cobra, so we're not coming up high. On your next inhale, just start to roll the chest, the head up, just slightly off the floor. So it's almost like you can feel your rib cage on the floor now, not coming too high. Taking a couple of breaths here. Maybe you're bringing the shoulders, the elbows back, or perhaps just relax here. Still breathing into that breath. You can really feel the belly on the floor. Inhale again. Exhale, lower the head back down. Keeping the hands where they are. Take a breath here. Really imagine that length through the spine from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. So that length, we're not crunching through the neck, the forehead on the ground. On your next inhale, coming up again into baby cobra. Feel free to keep the eyes closed here. So really noticing how this feels in the back of the body, not pushing through the hands here. So you could even lift the hands off the floor, so you're using your body strength, and then just place the hands back down. So you find that the hands are really light, so you don't have to come up very high at all. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. So do that one more time. Take a breath here in this long pose. On your next inhale, slowly lifting the head up. Again, you don't have to come too far up, maybe a little bit higher than you did before, but really listening to that lower back. You don't want to cause any tension here. You can push down through the top of your feet, or you can be quite relaxed here. Exhale, lowering back down. From here, keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, pushing yourself all the way up onto your knees, then bring the big toes to touch. Maybe take the knees a little bit wider if they're not already. Sink the hips back and coming into our extended child's pose. Again, there's options here. Maybe you keep the palms on the floor, so the elbows and the forearms are lifted. Getting that full stretch through the left and right side of the body. Or feel free to drop those arms down and take more of a restorative pose. Breathing nice and deep here. Feel free, you can even rock the head side to side, massaging the forehead. Great for your sinuses. Great for stimulating that third eye, that wisdom, that intuition. Take one more full breath. Using that exhale to maybe sink the hips back a little bit further. Inhale, slowly coming up, walking the hands back towards the knees. Coming into perhaps wide knees, so keeping the knees wide, the toes touching. If this isn't comfortable, you can bring the knees together or come to sit down cross-legged. That's also fine. Just bringing the hands to rest on the thighs. Again, keeping your eyes closed if you want to, and I will try and guide you with my voice. And just start to create some circles with the neck. Gentle movement. Don't have to go too far back with the head. Just doing what feels right. Sometimes it's quite nice to start off with smaller circles and then bigger circles. Try and relax through the shoulders, through the face. Reverse the circle. Paying attention to any areas that are a little bit crunchy. And then coming all the way back to center. Dropping the chin to the chest. Feel that stretch through the spine. Maybe gently pulling the navel in. And as you pull the navel in, you can start to sit up a little bit higher, coming off the feet. So just noticing how the feet feel here. And here, lifting the head back up to center, coming into a twist. So right hand comes over, left hand just comes behind, maybe touches the toes. Roll the shoulders open. Coming back through center, switch to the other side. And if you were in cross-legged position, come back onto your knees now. And from here, just come forward with the hands just for a little bit, just so you can bring the knees in towards each other. And then inhale, sweep the arms out left to right, coming up to high knees. Exhale, hands draw down to the heart. We're going to do that a few more times. If you need to come onto the top of the feet, onto the toes, then do. If you need to give the top of the feet a break, then you can. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands come down through the heart center. And again, 3 more. Inhale. Maybe close your eyes. Exhale. 2 more. Arriving back to high knees with hands at your heart. Just take a breath here, allowing yourself to arrive, and others who perhaps are still doing those circles with the arms. From here, we're going to send the left foot out towards the side. And then see if you can roll the foot so you can plant the foot, plant the sole of the foot, okay? For some people that can be quite difficult, so don't worry if you can't quite roll it over. The left hand's going to come down the left side of the thigh, just reach that right arm up. And you can stay here, just taking a stretch, or maybe reaching right hand over towards the left foot. Again, taking 3 breaths here. If you need to pad out the knees, then do. Put a blanket underneath. And on your next inhale, coming back up, keeping the left leg where it is, bring the right hand down to the floor. Neck just outside from that right knee, and then reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. You can stay on the fingertips of that right hand, or maybe bring the palm to the floor and just reaching over with that left arm. So again, you don't have to come too far here. You can drop the head. You can find some movement in the neck here. Taking another breath. Inhaling now, left hand comes down to the floor. We've done this many times now, so just bringing the hands out in front of you and just shift the hips back. So I want you to imagine like a child's pose here. So you're shifting those hips back. Maybe the forearms come to the floor. Maybe the forehead comes to the floor, perhaps you're up here. Just take 2 more breaths wherever you are. Inhaling, coming back up. Using your hands to support you, bringing the left knee in. Take a breath, inhale into our cow pose. Exhale into cat. Inhale, slowly coming back up, hands to heart. And this time sending the right foot out to the side. So rolling that right foot down to the ground. Take a moment here just to arrive, get situated, and then gently start to lean. Actually, we go the other way. Gently start to lean towards the right. So the right hand traces down the right thigh. Reach that left arm up. Maybe that's enough of a stretch through this left hip into this psoas muscle that can get quite tight across the front of the hip and into the side here. So just decide how much you want and leave what you don't. So you can really start to reach and bend over. You can always take it back if you need to. Take another breath here. That full conscious breath. Inhale, coming up, keeping that right leg where it is, gently bringing that left hand down to the floor, maybe fingertips, maybe palm, reach that right hand up. And again, you can stay here, or perhaps reaching that right hand over towards the left side. Again, taking a couple of breaths here. Always coming back to the breath. Start to bring that right hand forward, walking the hands forward. Again, imagine an extended child's pose here. So you start to shift the hips back behind you, maybe bringing the forearms down to the floor, maybe the head comes down to the floor also. So just getting a stretch. If this is too much, bring that right knee back in. You can take an extended child's pose. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Using the hands to support you, bring that right knee in. From here, you're going to walk your hands forward. Slowly bend the elbows back, so they're starting to come back behind you as you lower all the way down towards your belly, towards the mat. Slowly bringing your hands out left to right, coming into a seal pose, variation of cobra. So you can have the palms on the floor, or you can start to tent through the hands so that you're on your fingertips here. So just means that the palms are lifted. For me, I've brought my feet together, but feel free if you want to, you can have a bit more space here. The feet are together, perhaps allowing the heels to fall left to right. Or you can be more active, zipping everything together. Inhale, starting to lift up through the chest, pushing through the hands. Feel free to bring the palms to the floor if you want to. Take a full breath. So really breathing into the body. Exhale, release. Hands come underneath the shoulders, tucking the chin into the chest and slowly roll all the way back up onto the knees. Knees come wide again, feet come to touch. If you want to, you can bring a blanket or a cushion behind your thighs and then sink the hips back, coming into extended child's pose. Again, you can be active here, or take as much rest as you need. Breathing into the back of the body, Really becoming aware of the breath and how the breath expands the body. Breathing out all the way down to the root, to your pelvis. Inhale, slowly coming back up onto all fours. Bringing the knees underneath the hips. Inhale into our cow pose. Exhale into cat. Curl the toes under. From here, really keep those knees bent. Coming off the knees now. Perhaps some of you are like, hallelujah. But from here, we're going to slowly lift the hips. Coming into a down dog. Perhaps this evening, take the dog a little bit wider. I'm molting, my hair's falling out. Take the hands a little bit wider. You can bend the knees or you can straighten through, whatever you need. Really listen to your body. Maybe you pedal the feet. Just take some movements here and then come to stillness. Allow softness in the shoulders. Allow the head to dangle here. Bend the knees as much as you want to ease off that lower back. Taking 2 more breaths. Bending the knees, looking forward, slowly, really slowly, coming onto the fingertips. Just take a few steps all the way up to the top of your mat. Feet nice and wide. Maybe as wide as the hips, maybe a little bit wider. Bend the knees, holding on to the opposite elbow. Just allow your shoulders, your lower back, everything just to release and hang down here. You can even start to take a few sways here. Just gently rolling from side to side. Soft knees, bringing the hands down to the floor. Full breath. Inhale, halfway lift, bend the knees here. Maybe bringing your hands all the way up towards the thighs. Roll the shoulders back, nice and gentle. Maybe even swaying the hips slightly by bending the knees. Just get a little bit of movement in left to right. And then from here, exhale, flowing all the way back down. And then rolling all the way up, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Slow roll. Notice how you feel as you arrive. Take a moment here to just stand in stillness, especially because you've been quite low to the ground so far, so just take a moment. And then bringing your hands to your hips, maybe the feet go a little bit wider, you keep the hip width apart, and we're just going to start to do some circles with the hips. So really allowing the hips to come back behind you. You can even lean really forward here and then start to lean back, or maybe just spiraling in a smaller circle. My hips always seem to click when I do this. So it started to rain. I'm hoping it's not going to hammer it down and become really noisy in here. So if it does, we'll find a way to embrace it. And then take your circles the other way if you haven't already. Getting those circles in. And then slowly spiraling those hips back. So you're just starting to take those circles a little bit smaller and smaller. until you come back to the centre. Inhale, reach the arms out left to right, reaching all the way up towards the sky. And then exhale, just like it is now, rain those fingertips all the way down to the floor. Allowing that crown of the head to be facing the floor. Take a breath here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Bringing the hands to the floor. Just walk the feet in just so that they're a little bit closer so they're not too wide. Lifting that right foot off the floor. And then just step that left foot. Step the left foot back. Keeping the right foot at the front and then lower the left knee down. Again, if you need to pad that left knee out, then you can by putting a blanket there. Coming onto the top of the foot, just start to stretch through. So you can really start to move the hips around. Quite a lot of leg work this week, especially yesterday in the yoga practice. So enjoy this stretch. If you're noticing that your knees coming over the front of the front toes, then just walk that foot forward a little bit. And then inhale. Slowly roll those hips back. Start to lift the toes of that left foot towards your face. And we are going to exhale here, folding over this right leg. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Really breathing into the back of the leg. Feeling that stretch. You can walk the hands further forward if you want a bit more, or bring the hands further back to support you. Take one more breath here. Full conscious breath. So for some this can be really quite hard, okay, quite a lot of focus here. So using that breath, inhale, rolling forward onto that foot again, that front foot. Bring your hands to the floor, lift that back knee and then just step that back foot in just slightly. Inhale, straighten through both legs. Exhale, folding forward, coming into our pyramid pose. Again, if the hands don't come down to the floor, you could place 2 blocks here, or you can bring your hands onto that front calf, front shin. Need to be careful I don't get too zenned out here. Breathing nice and deep. This is really good if you have tight hamstrings, you've been sat in a chair all day. These are the stretches that we need to do. And then slowly bend into that front knee. And from here, just walk your hands forward slightly and then step your left foot up next to the right, forward fold. Releasing through the head. Full breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften, folding back down. Again, fingertips come to the floor. Shift the weight to the left side just a little bit so you can lift that right foot off the floor and then send that right foot back. Lower right knee down to the ground. And again, adjust this lunge. If you need a bit more space, then take it here. Move the hips from side to side. Come onto the top of that back foot. So just get a little bit of movement. If you want more, you can always bring the hands on the inside and rock the hips. So hopefully you've got lots of tools in your yoga toolkit now so that you can decide what you need when we come down to these poses. The different variations you can take. Then from here, inhale, push up with the hands, just so you can then shift the hips back, bringing the left toes towards your face. Again, coming into this forward fold or half splits. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Careful that you're not shifting the weight over to the right side to take the fold out of this left leg. It means that you're up higher, and this is where you are today. Perhaps coming down a little bit lower. Finding the breath. Conscious breathing here. When we always come back to the breath, it brings us back to the moment we're in. Taking one more breath here. Inhale, rolling through that foot. Planting the hands, just lifting that back knee. Just bring that back foot in slightly, so using a little bit of strength to do that. And then inhale, take that leg straight through both legs. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Pyramid pose. Using the breath to ease you into the pose. Using that exhale to perhaps soften, maybe folding a little bit further. You can have a soft bend in that front knee, so don't feel like everything has to be locked. And then slowly bend into that front knee. Walk your hands forward. Right foot comes up to join the left. Exhale here. Inhale, halfway lift. Your choice. Exhale, folding back down. Chin tucks into the chest. Inhale, slowly rolling all the way back up. Arrive. Adjust the clothes if you need to. Roll the shoulders, anything you need, and then just pause. Inhale, soft knees, hands come out left to right. Reaching up above the head. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, reaching all the way back up. The hands can come out left to right, or maybe in front. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do 2 more of those on our own with our breath. When you've done those 2 half sun salutations, just pause with the hands at your heart, taking a couple of breaths here. Soften through your knees. Inhale, hands come out left to right, reaching all the way up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening through the legs, through the back, that nice flat back position. Exhale, folding back down. Planting the hands Stepping the left foot back, stepping the right foot back, coming straight into downward dog. Just going to take 3 breaths here. Feel free if you want to take the wide dog again, or maybe bending the knees. Really sighing out that out breath here. On this next exhale, lowering the knees down. Keeping the knees where the hips to come back here. Arriving in puppy posture. So the knees are on the floor, the hips are high, the hands are reaching forwards. Taking a full breath. Noticing how you feel here. Inhale, pushing up on those hands, coming all the way back, bringing the feet together, knees together, painting the floor with your hands, and then gently folding forwards, child's pose. Feeling the breath in the back of the body here. Inhale, slowly rolling up. From here, just coming onto your bottom, wiggling into either the centre of your mat or wherever you're comfortable. We're going to take the feet out wide, coming into our wide forward fold. Again, don't feel like the feet have to be too wide here. If you want something under your bottom to lift the hips, then please do. Roll those shoulders back. Take a moment here just to arrive. Bringing the hands out in front of you and just slowly folding forwards. Feel free if you want to flex through the feet, you can, or maybe keeping the feet soft. Just arrive here. Definitely feel this in the right side of my body today. So I really want you to send the breath to the inner thighs, to the groin area, to the outside of the thighs. Especially those exhales, just allowing them to soften through the shoulders, through the face, through the head. Coming back to the breath. Slowly rolling back up. Bringing one leg in. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet to touch. Coming into our Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. And again, just place your hands wherever it's comfortable. So it might be on your wrists, on your shins, wherever you can arrive here. You can wiggle the toes. Maybe closing the eyes if they're not already. You can just stay here, or perhaps starting to fold forwards Allowing the elbows to come left to right. Maybe gazing down at your feet, maybe bringing your hands to your feet. Thumbs can give them a little bit of a massage. Take any movement that you need. Again, sending the breath to the areas that need it. And you will know, because your body will be telling you those places that perhaps need a little bit more love and attention. And then slowly rolling back up. Just send the feet out briefly, just to shake off the legs and bring the hands behind you. So you can either just sort of shake the feet left to right, or you can bend the knees and just start to move the knees left to right, entirely up to you. And then we're going to come down onto our backs. So make your way there. Just arrive first of all. You can send your feet out long. You can even take a full stretch here. So just notice, how does everything feel? And then I'd like you to bring one knee into your chest and your other. Just coming into Uttanasana or wind releasing pose. Good job we're in our own homes, hey? But this is really good. If you have bellyache or your digestive system's not quite what it normally is, then coming into this pose, hugging those knees in, is really good. It's like a little bit of a rinse for that area when you release the knees in a moment. So you can wiggle the feet here. Try not to cause any tension in the arms. You're just gently holding these knees, creating some circles with the feet. And then just bringing the feet back down to the ground. Just arrive here for a moment without changing anything. Just notice how the body is here. Notice that natural arch in your spine. And then we are going to go through 5 pelvic tilts. So we're not coming up into bridge, it's just those tiny movements in the pelvis and the lower back. Really important, not only to build strength here, but just to ease off the lower back and just create a bit of space there. So on an exhale, start to tilt your pelvis up so you can feel your lower back on the floor. Inhale, just allowing the pelvis to tilt back down. You can even take it by pushing the belly up slightly, so you're really starting to get that arch through the lower back. And then exhale, rolling the other way. So 3 more of these. On your next exhale, when your lower back is flush with the mat, gently just see if you can keep the lower back awareness there. Lift one knee and then lift the other. So that really does have to sort of use your tummy strength. Bring your hands out left to right. It's entirely up to you whether you want palms up or palms down. Knees towards the chest, but just so you can feel the lower back on the floor. So the further away they are, the more of an arch you get. So just allowing the knees to come in. As the knees start to fall towards the right side, turn your head towards the left. You don't have to touch the ground. Inhale, lifting the knees back through center. Exhale, knees go to left, head goes towards the right. Back through center. Just do one more on each side. And then the next time your knees are on the right side and your head is turned to the left, maybe allowing the knees to come down to the ground. If they don't, it could be that you just need a bit more space to send the knees away. You can bring the right hand to just rest on top of that left leg if you want to. Or you can keep that right hand on the floor. And just take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, allowing the knees to come through center, and then allowing them to go to the other side, the head towards the right. This feels lovely in my back this evening. Slowly bringing the knees back through center. One last hug here, hugging the knees in towards your chest. Then just send the feet up towards the ceiling. You can hold on to the back of the thighs to support. Just wiggle the feet, maybe looking at your feet. Bending one knee, bringing that foot to the ground. Then bending the other. And we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So you have a choice. If you'd like to go back to the position you were in at the beginning, in prone, lying on your tummy, then please do. Sometimes it's a really nice position to come in. You want to stay here on your back. Get to a position that's comfortable for you. So knees bent, maybe knees falling in, maybe the soles of the feet together, taking the knees wide, or taking that full Shavasana pose. Again, you can use props to add to your comfort. You can bring one underneath your knee, maybe some cushions. You can add a blanket if you need to. The cozier the better in my eyes. I've got my pillow today, but this is fine. So you can just arrive here. Just be comfortable. And as it's our Thursday, our relaxation class, at the end of the class, I will just turn off the video, the recording, so that you guys can either stay here or perhaps carry on with your evening. But sometimes it's just nice to just drift off without somebody taking you out of that space that you're in. So get comfortable. As always, just notice the connection that you are making with your body on the floor. What parts of your body are in contact with the floor? Coming back to your breath. Just your natural rhythm. Allowing the breath to flow in and out. Just lie here. I want you to know, to tell yourself that you have the power to change the world. There's many things going on across the world. Closer to home. Sometimes we can feel that we're powerless, that we can't change these things, but we can. We have power. As Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. We can be anything, we can do anything. With love, with kindness, with compassion. We can lead that example. And if we all start to change, to do the things that matter, what collective that becomes all over the world. Just taking some time to just lie here. When the mind starts to wander, bring it back to your breath, your own symphony. Feel free to stay here as long as you need to, as time allows. When it's your time to move, to come out of your practice, and please do so slowly and carefully, just giving yourself that time. From me to you, be the change you want to see in the world. Namaste.